was getting into when I called you. I knew what I was getting into when I said your
A couple of things
name,
I thought I'd mention is that, first of all, I've gone funny buying camera equipment, so I bought myself an EOS 6D Mark II body. So that's coming from Ireland. It's at Heathrow at the moment. And now I came to a scary thought that, what if they're going to charge me customs? It's going to be absolutely horrible. But what do you call it? You never know. Or let's say, I have some recollection that when ordering from Amazon, if they come from UK, they might put a tax on it. I'm definitely hoping, because once I messed up the tax thing. I tried to do it myself. I had probiotics that I ordered from Amazon, and for some reason they went into the toll, and I tried to do it myself and they just disappeared. I haven't heard ever. I paid them. Sorry, I paid the pills, so they were transmitted to me, but then I did not pay the toll. I just didn't know how to do it, or somehow I messed up. So now I'm interested to see what happens with this DHL camera. That not being enough, I went for a 70 to 200 millimeter telephoto lens, f2.8 I might add. I'm kind of gearing towards having my lenses being 2.8 max aperture. Well, that's what I'm getting, and then I realized that there's profit to be made. Obviously this needs to be tested, but what do you call it? I got a wide angle lens with 710 euros, plus shipping was 20, I think it's 22, so that's 732 euros for this wide angle lens, and this is coming from Czechoslovakia. And I looked on the Finnish sites, and they're clearly over 1,000 euros in Finland if you buy them from here. So obviously there's a risk. It might be utter rubbish, the lens, and I don't do anything with it. And this is, at this point I want them for myself. If you see now, that's a 50mm, and my head barely fits in the frame. But if I would have wide angle, then everything would fit. And this then is, now it's 24, and well, it's kind of close. I could push it a bit back. But basically it's to use for this kind of stuff. But then I absolutely loved the pictures that I took at Kärkis with this one here. And this is let me see. The aperture on this is 4 to 5.6. So when I zoom it out all the way, its aperture is 5.6. But I love the pictures that I get with this. And this is just, what do you call it? It's not a kit lens, but it's fairly close to it. So I'm now thinking of, I'm hoping, or I know that I'm going to get absolutely marvelous pictures with that 70 to 200mm. And yeah, the thing why I got it cheap was the real title of the thing, because there's two variations. I need to tell this story. There's two variations of this lens, and one of them is without image stabilization. And when you buy it new, it's about 1,000 euros or dollars cheaper than the one with the image stabilization. So the title of the lens on eBay, it was this monstrosity name Canon 200mm USM blah blah blah. But what the seller had done, he had dropped off the IS from the lens name. So I bet that a lot of people, they just bypassed it, because what the eBay, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, is that the images need to be of the product that is on sale. Completely normal and understandable. So you can't pick images from the web and just say that these are the images. So you need to actually produce images from the very item that you're going to ship. So I looked at them and I just, weird, this package says IS and it's just IS, and that means image stabilization on the lens, because when you're fully out 200mm, even the smallest shake, the image is not good. So what do you call it? So this is why I started bidding for it. I thought, because I was kind of putting this off. This was my distant dream that I would get a L series zoom lens. But yeah, then when I got into it, I was 20 seconds before the deal closed, or sorry, the auction time closed, I put in my last bid. It was a lot higher than I actually won it with, because I was kind of doing the math in my head that, yeah, if I want this lens. Now I've got the wide angle lens, 710. They're going clearly for over 1,000. There's something called Oma etsin piste fi. So my personal viewfinder.fi. Oma etsin piste fi. And I went there and checked, and I haven't checked the 70 to 200 mil, but I bet I'm going, yeah, I need to look into this, because I didn't spend a lot of time looking at these things, but there's quite a bit of work to do there. But if you could make a couple of bucks, then why not? And then on my MS side, so yeah, to kind of, so there's 3 items coming at the moment. There's a camera body, a zoom lens, and a wide angle lens. Well, that's 16 to, is it 35? And then this is 24 to 70, and then the last one, it's 70 to 200. And then I have that prime lens there. I haven't checked whether it's a full frame one or not. I think it is. Well, I'll see when the full frame body comes along. This here is a full frame lens. And to my understanding, if I use a full frame lens on a cropped camera like the 70D or the 60D, I can't remember the thing, but this becomes, because it's only taking the center bit of the image, this becomes even longer than 300 mil. Well, it works all right when it's sunny and it's out and everything. But yeah, on the MS, what do you call it? It's been eating at me slightly, in the sense that my walking, it's quite horrible. I don't think people are aware of it at work, but I feel uncomfortable, and one thing that I've noticed now is when cycling, normally speed kind of corrects any wobbling that you have in your movement. So when you're cycling hard, it still does that, don't get me wrong, but now I've been kind of more shaky on the road now 2 days in a row. So normally when there's this line at the side of the road, white line, sulkuviiva, then I can follow it fairly well. So there's just like 5-10 centimeters I wobble, but now it's been bad, and I've been wondering, am I losing my balance? And then when I stop cycling, you know, when I've mentioned on these videos that my foot, it shakes violently, and now I think it's even been more pronounced, the shakiness of my leg when I have stopped. It goes away after sitting down for a period, but still, it's, if anybody would see it, they would most likely ask, what's going on? What's wrong? And then another thing on the MS side, so slight worsening of the symptoms, but this again, it might go into this, that the condition fluctuates, and this is just me not feeling that good. There's also the 2-week holiday that I didn't do anything. Now I've been cycling again. This week has been bad because it's been raining. Yeah, there's, let me see if I can find her name. So there's Kultala Seija. There's a girl doing her thesis, final thesis for, I think it's, I just read her email, and she, what do you call it? She's doing a study on exercise and MS. I'm opinionated about exercise being good for people with MS, or at least for me, that it helps me. And what do you call it? I jumped on it. I said, yeah, I'll come and do that study. And now let's see what happens. I'm hoping that I get to do that I don't need to go to Turku. The interviews are held in Turku, and she wanted 6 people, and there were already 6 people there, and I'm the 7th person there. So it might be that I'm dropped, but I'm kind of trying to get in there, because honest to God, if I look at the neurologists, what they do is they just say, please take these medications and don't exercise, or don't kind of take it easy. You might get exhausted. You might get fatigue if you exercise. Who doesn't? IFK is losing 2-0 to Sport, Vaasan Sport. And what do you call it? Let's see. Will I get to participate in the study? what do you call it? I think there are general principles, and what I would really like to bring forth is that the medical industry, they have completely hidden or suppressed. It's not hidden, you can find it if you look for it, but they have suppressed the information that low-fat diet, there have been studies that indicate that it's beneficial for you. But no, they just say that, no, you take these. They have small side effects. You might feel like you're having a heart attack. Or finish off by saying that thank you very much for watching. I haven't said that a lot. I used to say it a couple of times in my videos. As always, Jesus Christ is King.
I knew what
Amen.
I was getting into, and I still want you. I knew what I was getting